Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. There is an update to this railroad. Are you kidding me? It's been like what, years? Yes, it has. And I haven't done a ton in over the time, but I did do something really fantastic, which was cut in half. No, I moved it to a brand new, for me, very giant basement space, which is pretty awesome. Um, Not 100% awesome because I am going to have to put a wall up and split this space in two and share it with my wife for her projects. But I've got plenty of space to expand the railroad, which is awesome, which is what I plan on doing. So moving it into this new space was a bit tricky, but I had built it in two sections, as you can see, and that really helped out a lot. So the sections came apart very nicely. Across these gaps here, so we can get the focus for you, I insulated rail joiners essentially across the center gap for all of this. And I had pre-cut the cork road bed before I even laid the track. So all I had to do was kind of wet down the ballast and unbolt it and pull, and it came apart pretty well. Background came off like I wanted it to. You've got, this is like a little lip that kind of slides in front of this, so that should come together again nicely. Yeah, the only real problems I had was with the legs. I originally wanted to sort of just unbolt the legs and, from here and take the legs off and transport those separately. Unfortunately, I have installed all these switch machines with these control rods that you're seeing right here, and they all go through the front fascia, and some of them go through legs, as you can see. Some of them go through support beams as well. And, you know, that meant that if I wanted to remove these legs, I'd have to pull all those switch machine control rods out. And those control rods were very finicky, not only to install, but to sort of align properly, and that is not something I was looking forward to having to do. So instead I ended up cutting the legs off right here with a circular saw and did kind of a poor job of it. But and then I screwed a 2x2 right here back in place, secured it with the screws so that I could secure these legs back together when I get in here. And it's good and stiff. It shakes a little bit because the tables are not bolted together, but it's stiff. It's definitely going to work for me. So I'm very happy about that. That went together really well. So next steps for the layout. Well, I want to get it back together. I want to get trees back on. Certainly, I'm going to repaint the front fascia, make it look a little bit nicer. I used a flat black before, but that just collects fingerprints like crazy. So I'm going to go with a probably maybe a satin, but probably an egg or semi-gloss black for the front here. The lighting in this part of the basement is atrocious. I've actually got some additional lights that I've pointed this direction to kind of light this up a little bit, but when those aren't on, it's completely dark over here. And the camera's not showing off just how dark it really is. It's compensating for the light, but it's super dark. So I'm going to put some LED strips. I'm going to hang a valance, I think, in this area here, and hang some LED strips to really light up this layout nicely. And I am going to expand the layout. Yes, a little bit, not a lot. You know, back here, this direction where this comes off, and if you remember, it went into staging before, it's still going to go into staging. I have to curve it around this door here and find a way to mount the staging along that concrete wall there. That's going to be where the staging goes for now. In the future, I may do something with this, you know, depending on how negotiations for the rest of the basement work out. We'll see. But really where the expansion is going to start to happen is down on this end. I've never been really happy with having to sort of like end the layout right at the end of this bridge here and somehow do something with like a snow shed here, you know, this kind of thing. This looks kind of awkward to me. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to build out this area here with more landscape and have it come to an end right about here. So that's about another, it's going to be about another 4 feet this direction, and then another 2 foot into that area there to kind of give the river some place to go, give the mountains some place to go, and really build this landscape out into something really fantastic. I love landscaping the most. That's kind of my thing, all the scenery, the trees, the grass. I put a lot of time and effort into this, making it look great, and I just want to do more of it. So I'm going to use, just add another sectional bench here, use what Joe Fugate calls the TOMA technique, which is building one module at a time. So my next module will be just a little bit of expanded scenery here. Haven't decided 100% what that's going to look like yet, but as it curves around here, these all going to get pushed that way, so there'll be plenty of room to make the curve. But as it curves around here, we're going to have a nice narrow shelf with some nice scenery, which means redoing the whole backdrop here, which will be quote-unquote fun. I love painting the backdrop, but I'm really nervous about matching colors. So hopefully this hasn't been boring for you. I know I've been away, but my thing is I have a ton of hobbies that I get into, and I get obsessed about one at a time for about 6 months at a time. So, you know, this model railroad has been off again, on again for a long time, but I kind of knew that was going to happen, and that's why I went with a smaller layout as opposed to trying to overwhelm myself with something too large, or, you know, something that would never really see any level of finish or completion for me. So yeah, so although I've had other hobbies kind of take my mind away from railroading for a bit, railroading is never going to leave me. It's going to be something that I do for the rest of my life, and certainly with this new basement, I don't plan on ever leaving this house. And with this new basement, I'll have plenty of room to expand in the future, should I want. But I'm just one guy. I just operate occasionally. Mostly it's to build the models and to watch the trains run and to build some scenery. I'm not you know, super excited about expanding. It's not something that I feel like I need to do. But adding a little section right over here, a little more scenery, that's going to be fun. That's going to be a lot of fun to build. And it's going to just really kind of make this whole scene here really pop. You know, I'm going to be building, you may or may not know, I'm going to be building a replica of the dam that actually goes in this area on the prototype, and a replica of the bridge that goes over that dam. And I want that to look great. And I want to be able to run trains over it and through a bunch of scenery and just something really dramatic. So having that additional module there will give me that drama. So I'm excited for that. And I'm excited to get to building structures and weathering trains and all the other stuff. But that'll be in due time. All right, thanks for sticking around with me for this pretty long update. And check out my blog. I should have some more entries soon. I've got some stuff I've been wanting to write about for a while, but just haven't done it. But I'm looking forward to getting back into doing some more of that. Alrighty, see you guys later.